All right. Good morning, Bim. Good morning, Steem. Good morning, G1NBC. This is John Spalding, and I have Chaz here from G1NBC, and the Steamiverse know him as C-Rolo3. How's it going?
Good. We're having a good day. We got a good show coming up here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I keep thinking, I'm going to run out of material one day, and in my desperation, you click on links, and all of a sudden you run across something.
Yeah, and so you came across Optherium today.
Yeah, which I was like, it was just a whim to look at it. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, but now that I've looked at it, I see something important here.
Uh-oh. I was wondering, right? Because it's something that I've never heard of either, and I'm like, uh-oh, Chaz found something.
I looked under a rock and I found something.
So, tell the folks out there and people who might be watching on the replay a little bit about a little bit more about that process, right? Because we've talked about this. Is we are broadcasting on the Steem blockchain and talking about any type of blockchain platform, protocol, coin, or token that you can think of for our show, Morning Coins. So just give them a glimpse on how you came to Optherium.
Well, this was a pop-up ad on TradeView, which TradeView is a charting system and analytical system that I use, and it's free. So kudos to TradeView. But, sometimes I get down the road and I get a little desperate going, geez, what am I going to do? I don't want to cover the what they call the shit coins, right? I'd rather have something that has a platform that is meaningful and useful.
Great.
And so I just said, all right, we'll check this out. I clicked on the ad and started reading, and I said, wow, I hadn't heard of these guys. How come they're flying under the radar?
Okay.
And so they're no longer under the radar.
Well, that's how a guy. Well, you know what? Honestly, they're ready to get their word out if they're pumping up dollars to do advertising on those sites. They're saying, hey, look at us. Hey, check us out. All that kind of stuff. So we're gonna get into that in a minute. I just got to get my slides set up and make sure that's all done. But we should. But once those are caught up, we'll do our disclaimer.
Okay.
But for those of you who are watching now, we welcome visitors. I know we look beautiful here behind our G1NBC TV overlay. But you guys are more than welcome to come in. I'll just turn that overlay off. And if you want to come in and talk to us either about this project or just kind of hang out and listen to the show in the background, you go to zoom.us and hit that Zoom number at the bottom of the lower third, 468-186-430. Or you can call in the 646-558-8656. And for those of you out there that are nervous about anonymity or privacy or anything like that, just dial in, use the code, put in your Steem name or whatever name you want to. Ask me to hide your phone number. I'll go ahead and rename you, and we'll take care of it that way. So I don't want anyone to not come on this show because they're worried about other people seeing them, hearing them, or finding them.
Right.
So, but other than that, we have to do a little bit of a disclaimer because we're not telling people to buy or sell anything on this show. Is that right?
No. Just putting information out there, and because of that, we want to tell you that cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options trading involves substantial risk of loss and are not suitable for every investor. The valuation of cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options may fluctuate, and as a result, clients may lose more than their original investment. All investments discussed on this show are for informational purposes only and are not recommendations to buy or sell.
All right. So with that, let's get into our links. And so for those of you who don't know, maybe this is your first time watching a show, maybe this is your first time seeing a VOD, we provide these slides available public on the web in the description for YouTube, where we upload the video on demand, and for our Vim and Steem posts. So you guys can follow along with the slides for the show. You can use the links that we provide, and make sure that you tip or give something nice to @CRollo3 for all of his hard work to put that stuff together, if you feel compelled to do so. And with that, let's go through our links, man.
All right, well, the first one's a pretty obvious one. It's Optherium link, so they're listing their solutions. But the next one, Doge Cash and Dogecoin, or Dogecoin, however you want to pronounce that.
I think it's Doge.
Apparently, Doge had a fork, and there's this little update on the fork, and the writer of this article thought that the Doge Cash is a significant change and very viable. So I just wanted to put a current event out there so people can keep up on the market.
Okay.
Hyperledger is what Optherium uses. They are an association as opposed to a technology, but they create a technology for the ledger system. And so I put that in there so you can go look at their website. Talks about what they do, and they do have a forum that you can go to and discuss things. And
when you say they're an association, what does that mean?
Well, there's a number of groups that are involved in the Hyperledger. It's an association of different companies and groups that come together. It's an open source, and we're going to look at that in a little bit here, a little description of it later on in the slides. But what it does is they're working on creating a open source ledger, and once we look at Optherium, we're going to see how that thing is going to operate. And it's pretty interesting. Optherium is just, I thought it was just, somebody trying to get money out of people, and then I find out it's actually a viable project.
I think that's a good filter to use out here in the blockchain sphere, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You always think that's what they're trying to do, then you do your due diligence, and then you decide.
Yeah, you have to look over your corner.
Right.
Over your shoulder to make sure there's not a truck coming up behind you.
Which
brings us to the last link, which is very. I found this thing to be entertaining. Bruno Block, interesting. I don't think that's his real name. I think he has a real name, but this gentleman was a founder of Oyster Pearls. He stole 300,000 oysters from his own company. He found a weakness in the system, issued himself 300,000 oysters, and he calls crypto a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, here we go.
He proved it.
Right. It's like all those guys, man.
But, I mean, this is just an example of how insane things can get.
That's a great point. Right.
And as we were talking about, making sure you do your due diligence. Here's a good example of why you need to do that.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, we will have them check those out. And then for those of you who are watching as well, let's see if I can get my follower bump up over here on the left-hand side. Let's see. Over that way, up a little bit, maybe 13 or 14. Then you get notified when the Steeming Pile and Morning Coins go live. Morning Coins is typically on Friday mornings. Steeming Pile is Tuesdays at 9:30 on Vim. So let's do that, and then chat with us. I have the chat room open, and it's integrated into most of the scenes that you see.
Yes, I'd love to hear from everyone. As John has stated in the past, we are not experts on the crypto space. We are on a journey, educational journey to learn, and we want to learn all together.
Excellent. Thank you for saying that way. All right, we're going to watch this video. Let's share this video.
Yeah. This is a nice video that they put out that just sort of gives an overview. I think it's short. I don't think it's very long.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and cue this up, you guys. It might take just a second because I want it to be right, and I want to be able to capture all of it.
Successful financial service providers deliver state-of-the-art services to their clients that require partnerships with capable solution providers for their own needs. Emerging critical problems in the finance industry include the securing of digital assets, centralized operations, and slow transaction speeds. Meet Optherium Labs, the standard for digital asset management. Our ecosystem utilizes advanced Hyperledger technology and a decentralized file system, incorporating hyper-fast transactions with a modular platform that's discrete and utilizes a unique and revolutionary multi-secure blockchain technology. Optherium Labs' B2C platform will allow individuals unprecedented access to useful tools to manage their own digital assets, and our B2B platform will enable businesses to conduct extremely fast transactions for lower costs in a distinctly secure and transparent environment. Features of Optherium Labs' ecosystem include revolutionary decentralized dynamic biometric security verification system, unmatched multi-currency capabilities, and multi-signature security for companies or individuals, lightning-fast transactions with instant confirmation at a rate of 100,000 transactions per second with multiple channels, revolutionary key recovery service, robust Know Your Customer protocol, comprehensive digital rights registry, powerful and comprehensive B2B and B2C platforms and capabilities, financial transactions with mutual transparency, share of the company's commission structure based on ownership of the Optherium currency, secure API with a nominal transaction fee structure. This is just the beginning of the Optherium story. Be sure to sign up for the latest updates at optherium.io. Optherium, we are the blockchain standard.
Uh-oh. They are the blockchain standard.
They the CEO and founder, Sergey Beck, or Serge Beck, they call him, has said that we're going to solve all the problems that all the other blockchains are having.
Well, I'm sure, because he said every word that we've touched on so far since we started the show.
Yes.
So it sounds like they're going after it that way. So yeah, go ahead.
Let's go to the next slide. We'll hit the what is Hyperledger, because it's a question you asked just earlier, and
Yep.
so it's an open source collaborative effort to advance cross-industry blockchain technologies. Boy, does that sound like a interoperative system?
Oh yeah, that's interoperability right there.
And it is a global collaboration hosted by the Linux Foundation, including leaders in finance, banking, Internet of Things, supply chain, manufacturing, and technology. All Hyperledger software is open source, free to use under the Apache 2 license, and openly governed by technical meritocracy.
Now I'm listening.
Yeah,
Hey,
I just lost my camera, guys. Sorry, hang on.
hold on, I gotta get you on full screen so we can see you frozen with your mouth open. Oh, dang it!
My producer's supposed to be handling that.
That was gonna be that was definitely gonna be a screen share with a here's the VOD.
Look at this guy.
No, that's cool. Yeah, so okay. Now I'm listening, right? Hosted by the Linux Foundation with leaders from finance, banking, Internet of Things, supply chain, manufacturing, tech. They're the first ones that, and listen to the video, that's the first that I've watched it. The other thing that stood out to me was that they also have business-to-business considerations and then business-to-customer considerations already built into their platform. So they're going after businesses and also defining what a business-to-customer relationship might look like.
Right. And so with all that, and one of the first things I thought come to my mind when I'm going through all this, and I'm a proponent of XRP and Ripple, I'm thinking these guys could be competition for them easily.
Oh, okay.
So the highlights, let's cover the highlight slide. They claim they're going to be able to do transactions at rates of more than 100,000 per second. That blows the doors off of anything else that's been quoted.
Is that close to Visa?
It's beyond Visa.
It's beyond, okay.
I think Visa's 10,000 or something like that. But so it actually is going to be faster. And I'm not going to read the rest of that, but I will say this.
Okay.
That the reason they think that they can do that or have those high numbers is they're going to create side chains. And that's where their scalability comes in. They're going to create a side chain. Every time they need one, they're going to create a side chain. And a lot of these chains, I heard Serge say, were going to be private side chains. So they're not going to be a worldwide chain. This would be like a chain for America, or a chain for Europe, or Scotland or England. So they're gonna silo the chains in those operating systems. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. Okay.
And they talked about the multi-secure blockchain platform, decentralized dynamic biometric security and verification system. This is what really caught my attention.
See, that catches your attention, and that loses my attention.
Well, listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
One of the things I was always concerned about and am not comfortable with is the way you're identified on the blockchain. I mean, you got an address. I don't think just having a unique address is enough. So what they have done is included a biometric feature, which can scan your face,
okay,
take your thumb, or take your fingerprint, and do a voice print. That is going to be very difficult.
Wow. Okay. I did see that. I did see the fingerprint identification piece in the video. So. Yeah.
So they have like 3 different biometrics that they're going to use in the system.
Could you imagine that? I mean, Americans are already afraid of the implanted RFID chip, which I'm not a proponent of them either. I think that is invasive and it's weird. But biometric security verification for banking and things like that is already in place. Like you already have, finger identification at banks and things like that. So this is just digitizing it and kind of taking it to the next level. We all know and have seen movies where they do retina scans and all that stuff.
Right.
So.
Blade Runner. So that I think is important because I've always felt that there's a missing element in the blockchain for self-identification, IDing people. That's why cryptocurrencies disappear left and right. Someone finds out how to circumvent the system. I think this will make it much more difficult to do that.
Okay. Don't lie though. Your favorite feature is key recovery.
Oh, it is. You knew that. You're inside my head. Key recovery. I'll skip over the currency things right now and the multi-signature security, but key recovery. I mean, seriously.
Well, you can tell. I mean, it's the only one with an exclamation point.
Yeah. I put my signature on that. Because let's face it, on a lot of platforms, you lose your key, you're screwed.
Amen.
And that's it. That's the end of story.
End of story, and they don't care.
Yeah. And they said, sorry, we can't help you get your key back.
Right. And you froze. And rather than have a platform for know your customer and have that built in, they just say, oh, just remember it. That's all you got to do. Just write it down.
Yes. Well, I found out some holes in that policy, too. I mean, let's face it. We're human beings. We're subject to error. And I did an error on one of my keys. I printed the key out to a PDF format, and the PDF format changed the code. And it's like, here I think I have printed out my key,
right,
and my key is not my key.
Right.
So, yeah, save it in multiple places, but just the same. There's got to be a way to recover it. The banking industry allows you to do that. You know, as backwards as they are at times, they have a recovery process.
Yeah. Yep.
So we need to have that. You're right. I put the exclamation point there. That is definitely a high priority item for me.
Shared commission structure with currency ownership?
Yes. So if you own the currency, you're going to get part of the action. You're going to participate. You're going to be like a stockholder.
I see.
In that process. So I thought that was great. We're going to talk about they do have a coin auction going off at the moment, and that's coming up a little bit later.
Okay.
Let me get over here and advance my slide. Biometrics, we just talked about the biometrics. So it's going to be an encrypted and on a secured system so that other people, and I'm trying to remember, I think they said that that storage of the biometrics is going to be on a non-connected computer.
Okay.
So if they keep your data information, it's going to be secured on a non-connected computer so people can't get in and hack it.
Hmm.
So how we get off of there, I don't know.
Right. It's still centralized if they have it.
Right.
Someone has access to it.
Yeah. Someone's going to have it. Somehow they're going to have to be able to put me together with the system to recover my key.
Right.
Or to use my biometrics to do a transaction, withdraw money.
All right.
So the key recovery service, I think that's an excellent idea. Here it is. Private keys are securely kept in cold storage that's shared between multiple air-gapped computers. This ensures the keys are perfectly stored and cannot be hacked without physical access to the Optherium hardware.
Gotcha.
So I think they've put some thought into this. They're not being lax. They're trying to be very secure. At the same time, they're trying to get a usable system.
Yeah, and it says that they're never connected to any network and the keys are completely secure. The public key alone is then provided to the user. Should a user wish to recover any of those keys, the user can access their wallet via multi-factor verification, including their dynamic biometrics.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty, two-factor biometrics. That's a pretty stiff security system, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless you're like in sci-fi movies where you need the guy's fingerprint, so you cut his finger off and use it.
Let's hope it doesn't get to that.
Yeah. So they have a pay system too called I always want to call it
Vivis.
Vivis.
Vivis
Pay, and it's a cornerstone of the Optherium business to customer platform. It's an e-wallet mobile app.
Okay.
And what I thought was the cool part about this is, I mean, there's a lot of things in there that are really neat, but they, at the point of payment, will convert to a fiat currency. So no matter, and I think their target is 150 cryptos that they'll be able to do on their system at this time. And
that means how many they want to have in their platform?
Right.
Okay.
That's their initial target. So if you have Ethereum, you can say, I want to pay with Ethereum, and it will convert it to the currency of choice right at the point of sale. So basically what they've done, they've opened the door here saying that, all right, you got a classic restaurant. You're in this restaurant, you want to pay, but we don't accept Ethereum. We don't accept Bitcoin. But we'll take $12. So you can say, no problem. Boom, boom, boom. You hit the buttons. You paid them in US dollars.
Okay, I like that. I got that because if you think about the next phase of adoption for some of these platforms, that's what it's going to be like. Because we still don't know all of it, but like Australia is really big on Bitcoin Cash. Like there's a lot of people there that use that, and a lot of businesses take it. So you might be going there and have to convert some of your Bitcoin if you're a Bitcoin maximalist or a Steemian. Some of your Steem, convert it into Bitcoin Cash and pay, or use this platform and convert it.
And it's a mobile platform, so right on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can use it wherever you go.
I love interoperability. I think interoperability and people that are going to be able to build platforms to get these chains to talk to each other, or at least figure out a plan where they can have an app or a platform that does the talking. They're going to set themselves up.
Yeah, that lack of interoperability is an obstacle to the success of the blockchain, but I see that just melting away. It's gradually melting away.
Well, a couple groups will find the answers, and then all the users will go there because they'll be able to consolidate and have it on their own rather than trusting an exchange or a hot wallet or something like that.
Yeah, a good example is now that I just read that Zcash is working with Polkadot. So if they can develop that interoperability platform, wow, what doors that will open up.
Mm-hmm. We love Polkadot.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I think it's a great operation.
All right.
So next one is the Optherium business-to-business platform. They're going to be able to just do things cross-platform with businesses, and I think this is where I see them competing with Ripple. The high volume transactions, such as those occurring on exchanges or in banks. That was one of some of the words that they use. So they'll be able to. I just see them competing with XRP here.
Totally.
Although I don't think that's their initial thrust is to do that. That may come later, but right now they're working on more of the retail end of things.
Right, and honestly, XRP just might be a listed thing within the platform.
Right, it could be one of their coins. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that graphic doesn't say anything.
No, it doesn't.
Right. I mean, what does that even mean?
Graphics don't say anything.
Like, I get that. I get the words, but the two mirrored images on either. There's a cell phone, a computer, and then the data storage in the back, and then it's mirrored.
The blockchain.
Right. It's like here's our Optherium network. It's a bunch of triangles and circles and nodes, and yeah, we got you. Now
it's modern art, John.
What?
It's modern art. It's like you have to interpret it.
No, it's very interpretive. It's pretty as well.
You'll notice I skipped most of their graphics. That was just for filler on that slide.
Yeah. Well, I don't want them to think that we're just giving them a free marketing pass.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I think they focus more on what they're saying rather than what they're showing.
Yeah, and so with that, it looks like they're focused on e-commerce.
Yeah, so they have an e-commerce platform, large-scale marketplaces, Amazon, eBay. Wow, we're talking big time here. These guys are looking at the big large place marketing companies.
Well, I think they're focused on probably competing with those platforms.
Yeah, but I think what they're trying to do is get into those marketplaces, because we know that Amazon and eventually eBay they're all going to succumb to the blockchain. What was it? There's that one company that's already started their own blockchain that does the
Overstock.com. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
they're already in it.
That's smart for them, right? If they want to compete. Amazon, I don't think can. I think they're too tied in with the banks and too tied in with PayPal right now, or eBay's PayPal.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon is the banks.
I wouldn't write off Bezos. Yeah, he's not stupid. I mean, let's face it. The guy started his own delivery airline to compete with FedEx and UPS. I mean, don't count this guy out yet.
It's not about being stupid either, but if you have a shit ton of money, you can do that and take a strategic advantage.
Right, and I think that he's capable of jumping in there and saying, you know what, this is a good idea. Yeah. He may even start his own. You never know.
Right. Well, you never know. You're right.
He likes control. He likes to keep control of his processes.
Yeah. So. AMZ coin. Here we come.
Yeah. Zcoin is going to be there.
No, AMZ. Amazon. AMZ coin.
All right, so I did put a meaningful chart up there on the next slide.
Uh-oh.
If you just, this is more like just like a list.
Okay.
So, WooCommerce, Verizon, Clover, Shopify. This is like an extension from the last slide.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So this is their kind of initial strategic partners right now.
Right.
Do they have deals with all these? So that means they have deals with all these folks?
That's what I'm thinking. I didn't actually read that in the paper yet because I couldn't get through the whole paper. There's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of yada, yada, yada in the paper.
Yeah.
And so you read one page, you get to the next page, they say what they just said in the last page, and it's like, okay, I want substance here, guys.
Right.
Come on.
And
if you watch the videos, Serge, he puts substance into his stuff. So
good. Yeah, WooCommerce, Square, and Shopify are ones that I'm definitely familiar with. The other ones, not so much.
So they have a multi-decentralized exchange too.
The BitCrocs.
BitCrocs.
It's too close to BitGox, isn't it? The one that got hacked. I mean, we can't do that. A croc.
There's probably some meaning in there somewhere. I just don't know what it is.
At least it's not BitCroc.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be like
BitCrocs. So they right in the third line there, they say that there's 150 digital currencies that they'll support up to their launch.
Okay. And they're launching the exchange. Well, so it's already, exchange of Q2 of 2019. Creating currency pairs with Optherium's own facilitator currency, OPEX.
That's their token, and that is their symbol as well.
This is where I kind of get disillusioned with this stuff, because there are so many exchanges and platforms and things like that have their own coin, have their own value value add that they want to bring to the market, and then they want to pair everything else with theirs.
Yes.
So you just hope, or you think, or you trust that they're going to have the technology sustainable or suitable enough to be able to do that. And like we've said, the first company that's able to do that and do that fully and functionally will be on the board.
Yeah, and I think that one of the important points, aside from my pet peeves, is that their scalability. The CEO was on one of the videos I watched was saying, every time we create a new sidechain, we increase our scalability. And he says the scalability will increase with the usage of the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
So they could go well over 100,000 transactions a second.
Okay. So you can.
Their distribution is live for their coins. Oh, hang on. We're jiggling here.
Oh, the producer.
You woke up for a second. So the next slide actually is showing the. Now this is they're taking a traditional route with the Know Your Customer. Mm-hmm. You'll notice that the minimum investment is $10,000.
I'm out.
Yeah, that's sort of just over my limit.
I'm out.
So I think what they're after there is more like a private placement type situation where they can skirt the securities laws.
Well, they want to get the heavy hitters and recruit big players.
Yeah, another thing that it sort of interested me was the coin is starting at 75 cents each, which we don't. A lot of the coins that we've seen are way, way below that.
75 cents already off the rip?
Yeah, right off the top.
It doesn't look like they have a Steem account. They got every other one. They got Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't know. I actually honestly don't know what that Bitcoin icon is, unless it means that's a link to their wallet. Telegram, Vimeo, Instagram, Medium, Reddit, no Steem. Well, they've just got knocked down a peg in my book.
Okay.
I expect to see 3 squiggly lines coming out of that bottom. Not even underneath Reddit. I want to see it underneath the B.
Well, you can send them a note, John, and tell them that.
Oh, I'm going to send them the clip. I'm going to send them this whole video.
They'll go, who is this?
They're like, wait a minute.
Spalding.
That clown just said he didn't even have 10 grand. We're going to listen to him and put Steem it under there? All right, so I need to do a quick break in the action. We're going to watch a trailer from one of my friends. Her name is Amy McCorkle. She's a very talented writer, director, filmmaker. Currently doing a GoFundMe, and I'm actually setting up a fundition today and tomorrow for them to help raise funds for her film called Letters to Daniel. And she has bipolar disorder, and it talks about her story from breakdown to recovery and her story with her and her good friend Missy. So we're going to check out that trailer. She is on Steam as Letters Girl, Lettersgrrl, and she does frequent blog posts on Steem throughout the week where she talks about her projects and she writes letters to Daniel Craig in kind of a third-person diary type setting. So let's check out that trailer and we'll be right back.
Dear Daniel, life did not always look like this. They say life happens when you're busy making other plans. For me, it was bipolar disorder. It crept in and systematically, quickly dissembled my ability to function in society and rendered me scared, lost, and lonely. I lost the ability to focus, and the simplest of tasks became too overwhelming. Even though it felt like I had been abandoned, I still had one person in my corner out there on the front lines with me. Missy Goodman, writing partner, best friend, soul sister, caregiver. This disease will bury you if it goes untreated. But with the help of medication, therapy, and the support of an amazing caregiver, I've gone on to be in a one-day-at-a-time recovery and have a career in the arts. This is the story of how me and Missy got there together. This is Letters to Daniel.
All right, thanks, Chaz. So yeah, that was Letters to Daniel. You guys will be seeing that trailer throughout this month. We're actually going to be doing some other shows with Amy, some interview shows for her coming up in November. So stay on the lookout for them. And it's cool. Letters Girl, Lettersgrrl.
Okay, good. So the next slide after that is, there's a link on there, John. Can you share that? Open the link up and share that?
Yep. Hold on, just give me 1 second.
There's a lot more than what's on that one slide, so we can scroll through it.
Okay. It's coming up right now. Got to give whenever I stream and all that kind of stuff live, my internet takes a while to open. So just kind of got to let it load.
Well, John, just
out here in internet land.
Change your internet provider. It's a piece of cake.
Well, if more Steemians were to give me tips, I could open up a business account. All right, it is open.
We need some contributions here.
It is open. I am scrolling down the document.
Should be right there at the second page.
Okay, we got non-node tokens.
So it gives you a total token supply on the premier round. I guess they're going to have more than one round of distribution.
Oh, okay, there, I got it. Yep.
Tokens are 100% pre-mined.
Is this their own blockchain?
Yeah. So any unsold tokens will be kept in a restricted escrow reserve account.
Okay.
They need 5 million on their first round. Says if the minimum raise isn't achieved, all collected funds will be returned to the participants.
Okay. So, well, hey, that's honest, right? They're saying if we don't raise 5 million for this, then we're not doing it.
Yeah. So the target though is 43 million.
Sure. I think that's a good distinction. I think that that in and of itself, I think, gives a little trust when you see something like that.
Yeah. Because how many times have we read and seen on the internet and other places where somebody's run with the money?
Oh yeah, I was just reading it the other day. There was that I was doing some research. It was called Titanium. This guy named Michael Stoller started this. It was going to be the Internet of Things, infrastructure as a service, and all this kind of stuff. Ends up that he did that. He said there was a hack, and the bars got stolen. And come to find out, like probably about 2 or 3 months later, he was using it to pay credit cards and has SEC violations against him. So
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there are people in the world that see their opportunity to become rich. I mean, I think they have a mental quirk in them somewhere.
The interesting part is how they think that eventually people won't find out. Well, yes, they will.
Yeah, especially on the blockchain, because we got some bloodhounds out there that will track you down to the ends of the earth. And
That's so
I
true.
appreciate those people. You know, the other people I appreciate, which there's sort of a love-hate relationship, is the hackers.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
they mess things up, but they also expose weaknesses.
I was going to say, we need them too. They expose weaknesses, and then they also expose, at times when they can get their hands on it, they expose critical information that our government might not even let us know.
Right.
So,
They might not even tell us all of those things.
Yeah.
That's right. So on that, I don't know. Let's see here.
we got non-node tokens, node tokens, premier round. What do you want me to go over?
I'm just looking here. All right, so let's see. The first, these are pre-sales that we're looking at. The main sale starts in February of next year, in the beginning of the month.
Okay, and they're going to be $1 then.
Yes. I guess they just don't want, people coming in with $200 and buying. They want some significant amounts of money.
I guess, right?
Yeah. So
I just don't. What I don't hear then is the value add for people that are investing an initial $10,000, unless it's outlined later, and we're just covering the surface.
Well, that would be, of course, their commissions that they receive, right? So there's going to be some payment.
Is it referral commissions, or is it commissions on use, or?
That I did not investigate. It's got to be some of the fees that they obtain from actually doing transactions, because their transactions are not free. So they're probably going to feed back some of their fees that they generate.
And it looks like they have some exchanges that they plan to list the OPEX token. Huobi, OKEX, Fcoin, Binance, Bitstamp, KuCoin, Bitfinex. And currently they're accepting USD, Euro, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, and USD Tether.
Yeah.
Okay. We going through anything else on this paper?
Tether after all the shit that's gone on with them.
There are some bears against Tether, and there's some bulls that, think Tether is one of the better backers of Bitcoin. I don't know.
You scroll down a little bit farther, John, page 5. It gives a token distribution. So it outlines where the money's going.
Yeah, you got a node, 47% to the node, 13% to the investors, 25% for reserve and liquidity, and 15% to the team, restricted for 1 year.
Yeah, so the node investors are going to be hanging on to theirs they can't liquidate them for a year. So you're in for the long ride on this one.
Wow.
That would tell me why they're going with the KYC that, we need $10,000. You have to be able to afford to do this, because we're not letting you pull your money out.
Yep. Interesting.
And then the unrestricted token distribution.
Okay.
86% is unrestricted tokens after I'm not sure what TGE is. I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Uh-oh.
I hate acronyms.
So who started this? Who's responsible for this project?
So we go to the next slide. And there we see Surge.
There's Surge. Oh, they got their LinkedIn accounts up there.
Yeah.
That's my KYC. That's my KYC to get on this show.
I checked out Surge and Roman and Rajvilu.
Yep. Morty.
And they all have active LinkedIn accounts. And actually, their team is pretty big. The next slide, I put a link in there. I'm gonna stick it in my browser. They have advisors, and let me pull it up.
Are you pulling it up? Do you want me to pull it up?
I can do it here. Hang on a second for me.
Okay.
I just want to find the right page that these guys are on because there's a boatload of them. And there we go. Okay, let me see if I can get this shared. Okay. I'm going to pull this back over here. Hang on.
That looks good where it's at. Oh, sorry.
How's that? Look better?
Well, that's your slides.
No.
You had it.
See this?
No, it was right the first time.
All right, I'll take it back.
Okay.
Okay.
Now it's loading.
I'm having fun with computers today.
Is it still loading? Is it showing black screen for you?
No, I have the pictures up. You don't see it?
Nope. Nope. It was right the first time, and then it switched. And when you switched, it never didn't seem to go back the right way.
I'm going to try it again. Oh, here we go. Resume share. Bingo.
So I see the slides and the OPEX tokenomics.
I'm having fun here. Just don't.
Bring your window, wherever your window is for the people, just bring it over into the tab with the slides.
It is.
Really?
So hang on. I'm going to stop the share and restart it again.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Beep, beep, beep. Welcome to Morning Coins, everyone. We're chatting live.
How's that, John? Can you see it?
I see the OPEX tokenomics.
Okay, I'm sliding down to. I want the team. Where'd the team go?
I don't know. I thought you had it on them set already.
I lost them. Hang on. This is fun. Fun with Charles.
Finely tuned machine here.
It's my producer who's supposed to take care of all this stuff.
Come on, Jake.
He's sleeping. I love this.
Do you?
No, I'm being sarcastic. There it is, management team.
Oh, boy.
Are you seeing it yet?
Oh, yeah, we see him.
Okay. So these are the guys we just looked at on the other slide. And they have an international team, which I thought was very cool. People from all different nationalities and places.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the rest of that slide. And they all seem to have LinkedIn accounts. That's what they've put up there. Here's some more of the team.
All right. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, look at them. I mean, they're just, they have a fully staffed team of people. working. So I don't know if it tells me that maybe they're serious. I know there was one company that out there early on that posted pictures of people that actually did not work for them.
Right.
They sort of pulled them off the internet and snapped them into their website. But I believe that these are, in fact, all. Oh, look, and somebody has a cat. How about that?
Oh, well, right out of the gate, we know they're good people.
Maybe Adam is the cat.
Okay. I don't know if we need to go through these guys anymore, do we?
That was the end right there.
Okay.
I'll unshare. You're bored, right?
Me? No.
But I just wanted to express the amount of people that they had on their team.
No, I got you. No, it's helpful. But like you said, you never know. It's good that you have all your bases covered, and it shows that you know how to put an organizational structure and piece together, and have an SMMS person and a PR lead person and a CEO, COO, all that kind of stuff. But gotta get down to brass tacks eventually.
That's correct. The product is the thing.
So let's talk a little bit about how they can support the show.
Well, Mannabase is a universal basic income platform, and I just got an email from them a day or so ago saying that they are making contributions to help people get attached to universal basic income. So they're signing people up. I think it was Haiti. They're signing people up in Haiti so that they can receive universal basic income for those people that are in need.
Wow, that's
so
cool.
The rubber is meeting the road here.
That is cool. I would like to send people in Haiti my Manna.
So I think that if you get on the website, you should be able to do that. I haven't checked it myself yet. But you could. That is one of their projects, so I'm sure that they would accept it.
Because you hear that a lot, right? About third world countries and people getting to crypto or getting too interested in blockchain because they might have a device, but there isn't a centralized bank where they live. Like, to me, those are real world applications. So, like, I would be interested in, like, taking and putting a little bit of money invested into Manna as a nonprofit donation to that company, since they're a nonprofit, and then taking that Manna and sending it to someone who would need it just for nothing. Right? Like, the first 20 people that email me, I will give you this. Why? Because I want you to have it, and I have some.
Yeah.
Same thing as Digibyte. Like, in the same way, same thing as Steem. I mean, you don't really. I invest all my Steem in Steem Power, but that's where people in the United States can make a difference. Is like our $1 goes way farther if we're doing it to help someone in a different country.
Well, if you look at charities in this country now, I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of them that take the cream right off the top, and there's very little left.
Oh, yeah.
You really need it.
Oh, like 90% goes to overhead, 8% goes to marketing, and then you end up with 2% that actually gets delivered to the stated purpose or mission of the organization.
Right. With Manna, we can just send it right. Theoretically, we could send it right to the person we want to send it to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, we're not going to experience a big chunk of that going to pay somebody that's sitting in an office somewhere.
Right. It's like someone is in need. You put up a little foundation or a little campaign, and take the currencies that they're able to accept in their country, and send it to them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So in our case here, I've got already 239 men. I have 2 people that have signed up for referral. And again, this is not a Ponzi scheme. It's not multi-level marketing. It's actually a system where you can get money and have it put in your account. And if someone uses our referral links, they will sign up. We'll get a little stipend extra
Yep.
for them signing up, and then they can do the same thing.
Right. That's right. The direct marketing is built into the platform. Eric Stetson's the founder of that. We have had several people from Mannabase on this show before. You guys can find that on the YouTube playlist of Morning Coins, and go find the Mannabase chat with those guys. And our links are on these slides, and they're also in descriptions of the show. So if you want to sign up through Chaz or myself, just click on that link, sign up, go through a little bit of a KYC process with them, and you'll receive weekly Manna, and you can be a part of that basic income project.
Well, I'll make a commitment here that if people will sign up under one of us, my commitment is that when I get enough, right now I'm looking at, I think I got 30 cents worth of Manna.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get a sufficient amount of money, I will send it to Haiti. If someone wants to, just help increase the amount of money that's going out by using our links and signing up for Manna.
Right.
And then you can do the same.
I think that's great. And I'll go back into Manna, explore that a little further, and then we'll put something together for next week as a more formalized campaign.
Yeah, let's face it. I mean, neither one of us are millionaires. Well, maybe you are, but I'm not. But I'm, giving is part of what makes your life complete, whether you have it or not, right?
Right.
Because you're not gonna once you're gone from this planet, you're not taking any of your material possessions with you.
Nope.
Well, you should be able to enjoy them anyway. You might put them in the box with you, but you're not going to enjoy it. So why not do something for somebody now that really needs it?
Well, and that's right. And I'm more of a preacher of abundance rather than scarcity. I believe that we have everything that we need here on the globe already. We just don't have systems and structures in place to ensure that everybody gets what they need.
Right.
And
There's too many walls.
There's too many wolves.
Walls. WALLS.
WALLS?
Yes.
Yeah, there are. There are. And most of them come into the form of a financial wall.
Yeah, well, it's like transferring money across borders. I mean, you got to jump through hoops. I understand why people are afraid of certain groups getting a hold of money because they'll use it against them, but there are so many people that are in need.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The majority of the people on this planet are not dangerous. It's a small group or groups that are dangerous, and we can't let that stop us from helping others.
Right, and we have systems in place to watch those people.
Right.
We will always be diligent, but we always have to figure out how do we get people what they need, and really come at it from we don't have a scarcity of resources. We have an abundance of resources, and we need to figure out how to better utilize them and get them into the hands of people that need them and that will use them the right way.
Right. I know I get in debates with family members a lot about, well, we don't have this and we don't have that. And it's like, yeah, but you're not cold at night. You're not starving, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you don't have the 65-inch television. So what? It doesn't matter. I mean, if all your needs are met, don't worry about the rest of it.
Right. Our TV's 10 years old.
We
only have one.
10 years old.
We only
got
have one.
195,000 miles on it.
All right, so let's do some technical analysis and do some crypto talk.
Okay.
And then we'll get out of here.
All right. John's in a hurry, I can tell.
Well, no.
CCI 30. So the only thing I got to say about this is look at the year-to-date change. We're down almost 75%.
Oh, it's going to make me cry.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it leaves a lot of room for the upside.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, nothing goes straight up and nothing goes straight down, always to the bottom. So when you're it's like when you do something and something really bad goes wrong, he says, well, what else can go wrong? I mean, there's more potential for the up than the down here, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we look at just as an example.
So you don't think crypto's the biggest bubble and it's about to pop and go all the way down?
No, I think that's just people like Mario Rubini or
Noriel.
Guy's a total idiot. Doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh man, I'm taking a clip of this.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right about some things, but what he's not right about, I think, here's my take on it. He's worried about losing his job.
He's a professor of economics at New York University.
Yeah, and he's had some successes. He did predict some economic downturns, but that doesn't make you right all the time.
Right.
He thinks it does.
Oh, American exceptionalism is a strong ideal.
Right. He was right the last time. He must be right now.
So okay. So here's the thing, right? I'm looking at the July 26. If I were to make comparisons, I'm looking at the July 27. Now the increase isn't as steep, but the July 22nd of last year, you have that bump, and then you have a long plateau from July through December. If I can, and I don't know, right? But immediately I think, all right, so if we forge ahead then to that next kind of September, February, April, and clump that as kind of the same amount of activity, you could argue that there might be another parallel line like that for another 3 or 4 months.
It could, yeah. We could have a non-eventful next 3 or 4 months. Yeah, that's possible.
Okay.
But my thing is this: is that as these blockchains and these projects become more viable, and what I mean by that is, Bitcoin begins to transact more transactions, 10,000 transactions using Lightning Network. As XRP is adopted by banks, because there's a lot of banks just standing back now and waiting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And once there's success in that realm, all of a sudden they'll go, we need to get in on this. So, once these events start happening, we're going to see a change in the direction of the cryptocurrency. And the other thing I just occurred to me was, these are the top 30 coins in market capitalization.
Right.
Probably the bottom 25% of these are languishing. Right. I mean, I'm going to do a little research on this, and I'm going to try to take a look at the top half, or divide it up into quadrants.
Yeah, or do the top 5 versus the bottom 20 or bottom 25.
Yeah. See what kind of performance they have.
Well, maybe next week is just a deep dive into the CCI 30.
We could. It's possible.
I just like to throw out stuff. I'm sure you'll find another coin that you want to show.
Something will pop up on a pop-up ad, and I'll say, hey, look, it's a great coin.
What is the blue? What do we care about the blue? Is that OBV?
That is just straight volume.
It's just straight volume, okay.
Yeah, they actually changed their website a little bit. I wasn't prepared for the new look, because I hadn't looked at it in a while. So they have some, they got some analytical tools on there. Next time I'll use those and see how we can get that to take a look at it analytically. You see the buttons across the top.
Now, is the month to date change just the 1 day or 2 days, since it's the 2nd of November? That green 2.18?
I don't know. I think that's a 30-day look, John.
It is a 30? Okay. Well, that's not bad then.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, though.
Well, in any rate, 2% is not what I'd call astounding.
No. Down 74.6 since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
All right. Need a place to buy crypto? Let's get Steem on Coinbase, all that kind of stuff. Go to Coinbase, click on those links, invest $100, buy yourself some Bitcoin, some Litecoin, some Ether. What else is on there now? No, not XRP.
XRP is being held by Coinbase.
Oh, yeah, we know. Anyway, go in there, invest $100, and we get $10 in Bitcoin. Your favorite, whoever your favorite is, either Chaz or myself. I would prefer that you would click on Chaz's link, and so then he gets the free $10 in Bitcoin, and then he'll convert that to Steem and send me some. So go to Coinbase if you haven't heard of it. Check them out. That's how you get in the game. Coinbase is, I would say for the U.S., it's probably the easiest, and I think banks love Coinbase.
Yeah.
Probably not now.
Yeah, they're sort of in the mainstream.
Banks love Coinbase in bull markets. Banks love Coinbase in bull markets.
Yeah.
It'll give them a reason to stick around.
Here's a story about Barclays Bank. So Barclays, in this one investment I was watching, was on one hand saying that it was a sell, right? A few weeks later, the same analyst is saying, now it looks good, let's buy it. And in between there, Barclays is sucking up all the downplay because they drove the price down. Barclays trading desk was buying the investment. It's like, come on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a lot of what's going on now. Is these players that have these platforms and these projects are doing that so that they can have storage and have, because Bitcoin is a common trading pair for other tokens and coins. And so, you need it, whether you want to have it or use it or think it's a good currency or not. You need it to trade and get yourself in other games.
Yes. I just think that behind the scenes, all this yada yada about bubbles and crypto being garbage is just a facade while they're building up their own trading desks and acquiring the coin, because that's what these big investment companies do.
Oh yeah.
They drive the prices down, and then in secret they're acquiring it so they can have it. I actually worked on a trading floor before for a firm, and that stuff happens.
Yeah. They'll do a big sell, incite panic. Other people will start selling too, thinking that, oh, this is it. It is, taking Ruhini's advice. Oh, it is. It's going down, so they'll sell. Then the same other people that started it will go back and buy it back up.
Yeah.
At the lower price.
And they're just going, yes.
It worked. Those idiots.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. The next slide.
Okay. Look at you. Oh, you must want to get out of it. You must be bored.
John, I don't want to hold you up. If you got a cheeseburger waiting for you somewhere, I want you to have that.
Oh, look at you. I'm going to do something to your cat.
He laughed. So in this slide, you can see that there's a downward, they call this a flag. It's a downward angle flag.
Is that the green or is that the yellow?
The green.
Okay.
The yellow is parabolic SAR, which is another indicator of direction on this. But you notice that yellow line is starting to flatten at the top there.
Right.
There could be a reverse on that. Down at the bottom of that, we have another yellow line, which is the on-balance volume.
Mm-hmm.
This shows inflow and outflow, based on price. Are people buying it or are they selling it? At what prices? You'll see it's pretty flat.
It really is, yeah.
Consistent flow of money still into Bitcoin. And then the very, very bottom is just a measure of volume. And the volume's dropped off significantly in recent days and weeks on this. So using that green wedge, I want to go to the next slide. And there we see in the middle of the slide is that same wedge. And so we're expecting a breakout on Bitcoin. You were asking me earlier which way things are going to go. This is an indication that we're going to have a turnaround and a reversal.
Or is this you heard it here first?
Yeah, you can say that.
You heard it here first.
I'm not saying it's going to $100,000 before the end of the year, but
no, it could go back up to 8,000.
It's possible. So we'll see that come into play pretty soon, I think.
Okay.
And most of the charts I've been using are really long-term charts. I look at weekly charts because I'm trying to get a zoomed back look at what's going on in the big picture.
Gotcha.
So I'd like to see that rather. I'm not day trading at this point, so I'm just standing back and looking at the big picture and seeing where things are going to go.
Okay.
I've done pretty good in gold. Gold's showing a lot of activity lately. And I think that I'm just waiting for the crypto market to do its reversal and start to climb again.
All right. Cool stuff, man. Thanks for doing that. I like the introduction, the technical analysis on the triangle,
Dear Daniel,
and including that.
Yeah, that's I saw that happening and I had to mention it to everyone.
You're like, okay, that's a descending triangle. So typically it could mean that there could be a breakout.
Correct.
It could mean that there could be a breakout that goes lower as well.
But not as likely.
Not as likely because of the way that's set up.
Yeah, this is not an exact science, of course. We're looking at patterns which is based on human behavior.
Sure.
And this pattern typically indicates that the price will break out of this triangle and go higher.
You know, I wonder if it goes up more in December too, because people get money for Christmas and they go and buy Bitcoin.
You know, any event that drives people to the market, right? So if the U.S. dollar looks crappy, maybe people will put money in Bitcoin.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that was today's episode of Morning Coins. How did you like it, Chaz?
I liked it a lot. I'm glad I discovered Optherium.
Yeah, it'll be a cool project to keep our eyes on. Did Jakey like it? That's a big question.
Well, most of it, but when he got to the end of the show, he just got tired and left.
Gotcha. All right, everyone. If you watched on Vim and you watched the whole time, thank you. You are awesome. Please share this where you found it so other people can do the same. If you're watching this on VOD and you've also reached the end, do the same thing. Share it from YouTube. Share it from Steem. Share it on Vim, Twitter, or Instagram. And we will see you next Friday.
Next Friday. I'll be here.
So will I. So will Jakey.
Thank you.
Question is, will you be here?